Baby, I'm shining, okay? I'm glowed up. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kadira. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time here, welcome. Let's get into the video, okay? Everybody tends to talk about glowing up to enhance lifestyle, to enhance money in our pocket, to enhance the way we experience life and our external factors, our material things, our body, the way we look, our hair, the way we dress, the opportunities that we have, the access that we have in the world around us. Very rare do people actually talk about glowing up within, glowing up so that we can feel good, so that we can enjoy life, not just the world around us, not just the lifestyle that we have, but actually enjoy who we are in our lives, like our individual selves and just the life that we are as a collective, as human beings. It's very interesting when we live in a world with so much going on, so much chaos, so much things that a lot of us, it is out of our control, choices that other people have made globally around the world. A lot of times we find ourselves doing things externally to improve our lifestyle, to get this thing, get that thing, get what we want, get this person, get that person, buy these clothes, get this amount of money. We forget about glowing up and enhancing ourselves within or going within. And a lot of times when people do talk about that, it gets overlooked or as if it's not really a priority, as if it's the last thing on our to-do list, because a lot of times most of us live in survival mode and we're focused on, okay, I need to work, I need to do this, I need to take care of this, and then I'll get back to me, and then I'll meditate, and then I'll do breath work, and then I'll go within, and then I'll be still, and then I'll find some space to think about that or find some time to relax. Like a lot of times we put external things ahead of our own well-being. And I got something to tell you. If you're not well, okay, how do you expect to live a fulfilling life, even if you have all those things, right? We see people time and time again who have all this money in the world, who have a family, who have a great career, who have made their external dreams come true, but they still commit suicide. It's really important to take things like that seriously, because what it shows is that external factors, although they can enhance our lives and make our lives better, they are not the base and the source of our life as individual human beings and just as a collective. The base of your life is you. You are the base of your life. Only you can make it better. But it doesn't start with fixing or doing things outside of yourself to make things better. I know this kind of sounds like, I have it all together, and I don't. I really don't. But about 2 years ago, I really started to look at what I was doing in my life and change things around. And to be honest, there's a lot of external factors that I'm still enhancing in my life. But when it comes to how I am within, baby, I'm shining, okay? I'm glowed up. And that's not just to say that I don't have my days, but they turn out to be just days. They don't turn out to be weeks or months or years like I used to experience in the past. And I'm now in charge of what happens within me, no matter what's going on around me. And I've got to a place where I know how to deal and manage and handle things outside of me that happen, because they are going to happen. We are not living in a world that's going to go 100% our way, because there's so many of us and we all have our own vision and our own perspective of how things should be and how they shouldn't. So the world is never going to go 100% my way or 100% your way, but you can go 100% your way. And this was something that I learned from Sadhguru. If you watch my previous video, you know that I adore Sadhguru. But one thing that he said that resonates with me, well, one of the things that he said is that you can go 100% your way. How you breathe, how you move, how you think, how you feel, how you experience life, how you perceive. These things are in your hands and can go 100% your way. We can go 100% our way. We're not taught that, right? Like when we're growing up, we're not taught certain things that can actually help us move through life, move through each day of life. With so many things going on around the world, when it comes to globally and just everyday life, a lot of us live in survival mode because a lot of us are trying to make it through the next day into the next day or what we need to do to get by. And it's completely understandable because that's what we were taught, especially if you're the average citizen. Like you're taught to live paycheck to paycheck, or you're taught how to get exactly what you need, or how to make it enough, or how to stretch it, or we're not taught the unlimited possibilities that we actually do have as human beings, because we see it all the time. We see people glow up externally all the time and change their lives, but we also see these people, well, not all of them, but some of them, who are still unhappy and miserable, and then they start doing miserable things to other human beings. We see it all the time. And not to say that people who don't have a lot externally don't do horrible things as well, but a lot of times all of us are seeing that, like, dang, you got money, you got a family, you got a good career, why are you messing with these people? Why you gotta do this? Why, a lot of stuff is like, why? But what I find is that a lot of us all struggle with everyday life of managing our thoughts, managing our emotions, managing our body, managing our energy, and managing the enhancements of our life, our relationships, our careers, our families, our jobs, our homes, these things that enhance our life, we are so good at and have a hold on, but when it comes to managing ourselves, we fall short. I made this video because as important as it is to glow up externally and enhance your life in those ways, it is so important to glow up within. It's so important to make sure that you're good, like first and foremost, like your top priority, period. There's all these conversations going around about boundaries and giving this person a boundary and that person a boundary when it comes to you. But what are your boundaries when it comes to you? What is your standard when it comes to you? I had to recently check myself because I enjoy meditating, and I'm doing this thing where I meditate every day for 90 days. And I've fallen short a lot because I'm like, okay, I got to get to work. So I don't have time because I'm already running late. And so I prioritize that over my well-being. Not to say that, you should be getting late for work all the time, okay? But it is to say that what I could have done was manage my time better, or woke up earlier, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that I can get to work on time, as well as prioritize my personal well-being and my personal standards for myself. The conversation about glowing up is such a fad, it's such a trend, it's such a dope trend, honestly, like it really is, because now more than ever, people are enhancing their lifestyles and their opportunities and their access. And then there's still a lot of people who are also still in survival mode, either by choice or by habit or by force. And for me, I used to be one of those people who were in survival mode by habit. Like it was just something that I got used to since I was younger. It was something that I had to start to pay attention to for myself and realize that my life doesn't always have to be this way. Especially when you pay attention to your life and you realize, like, okay, this has happened year after year to me. And at this point, I'm at 10 years of this happening. What is there something that I need to do to change? Because at the end of the day, nobody can do it for me. I have to do it myself. Nobody can help me feel at ease or joyful or shift my perception of a situation but me. I have a few tips in regards to enhancing, glowing up within, making sure you are at ease as much as possible, you are joyful as much as possible. Because I just want you to answer this question for yourself. When was the last time you were at ease? Like a whole day of ease? Or maybe not even a day. How about a few hours at ease? How about 5 minutes at ease? And when was the last time that you actually paid attention to your joyful moments? Like, where you actually sat in it? Because a lot of times we give a lot of attention to our problems that we'll think about it for an hour, then it'll turn into a day, then it'll turn into a week, and then a year, and then however long. But when we're joyful, when we're at ease, when our body is at ease, and when we feel so joyful, we tend to be in that moment and we're very present, but then we just forget about it. We don't track our joy, and we should, right? We keep track of so many issues in the world, and a lot of times we continue to attract or to create what we constantly are pouring our attention towards. So for just a moment, I just want you to think about when and how long were you truly joyful and were you truly at ease. Something happens and it ruins our whole day or it ruins your whole mood. And it's just like, why? For what? You know, for like, really, for what? Did it really, really matter to like that much that it ruined your well-being? That it ruined your being at ease and joyful? We live in a society that has normalized stress. I really don't like the word stress. Like, I don't. And don't get me wrong, because I get overwhelmed at times, and sometimes I feel a little, like that. But for the most part, what I can say is 80% of my experience of life is pretty much at ease and pretty much well, like I'm well, I want you to feel that way too, because as human beings, as people who have a limited time on this planet, you deserve to experience the greatness of each moment. We truly do deserve to experience each moment to the highest capacity of joy, of ease as we can. Put in the effort and the energy towards taking care of your well-being and your self-care. I mean, you're watching this video, so clearly you care about yourself a whole lot. You care about your well-being a whole lot. So I spent many years living in this survival mode, living anxiously, living afraid to do certain things. I was always holding myself back. That was my biggest saying, was like, I just hold myself back all the time, and I don't know why. Of course, going to therapy for a little bit, and then learning about regulating my nervous system, learning about different things, I have got to the point where I know how to manage me. I may not know how to manage a lot of other things outside of me, but I know how to manage me. So I want to give you a few tips to glow up internally, to glow up within. First, for me, one thing that worked so much that I truly enjoy to this day, and I said it in my last video and I'll constantly say it again, but meditate. When I started meditating, I initially started in 2019, but I wasn't consistent. So, I stopped for a while. And then I started again in 2022 when something pretty tragic happened, But you shouldn't have to wait till tragedy occurs for you to start to be inspired to take care of your well-being. Like, you shouldn't have to wait for that, right? We want to get ahead of that. So I would say start meditating, even if you can do it for 2 minutes. Like, if you don't have time, if you're busy, you can make time, okay? Because we always can make time for what we want, right? Right. So I suggest starting off meditating for 2 minutes. Like, even if you live in a full house, when you go to the bathroom, sit at the edge of the tub or on the toilet, whatever, with the toilet seat closed. I don't care, whatever, that's your business. And just close your eyes, be still, and focus on your breathing. Focus on your inhale and your exhale for 2 minutes. And granted, it's like you can't actually keep count of 2 minutes, but just sit there for a little while. 2 minutes is what I recommend, starting off there, a day until you get better, and then increase the time. Like until you get better at being still, because I know a lot of us have a hard time being still just because we're not used to that. We're used to moving. So give yourself 2 minutes, be still, do nothing, close your eyes, focus on your breath and your inhale and your exhale. Next tip, I would say breath work. Please, even if you don't meditate, do breath work. Like meditation is definitely the way to go, but do breath work. Like I've said in my last video too, breath work and meditation changed my life. Okay, because I think what people don't understand about when people say meditate and breath work and different things like this is not just because, it helps you to be still or it's good for your mind. It really does help you regulate yourself, regulate your nervous system, so that when something does happen outside of you that is hard to deal with or hard to experience, and you just like, I don't know how to handle this, and you freak out, or you go into like fight or flight mode or fawn or whatever, trigger response you go into, regulating your nervous system helps you to see things differently, helps you to choose a better choice that creates a better outcome for yourself. Regulating your nervous system helps you to see things clearly so that you're not always running from something that seems scary or something that seems hard or something you're not used to. When we're changing our lifestyles is that we get into the zone where we can't believe it and we get like fearful a little bit, and sometimes almost like in a sabotage way. And sometimes we gotta cry or we get anxious about it because it's such a big opportunity or something big in our life just happened or something transformative in our life happened. Even if it is a good thing or a great experience, sometimes we get a little on edge, and regulating your nervous system is helpful for that. Like I used to be a person who would get anxious, who would get fearful about a lot of things in life, just sometimes even everyday interactions. And now I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, I'm pretty cool about it. Like, just because I know how to regulate my system. So even if something is a little bit overwhelming for me, I know how to like take a break if I need to or if I can and pull myself together or just focus on my breath or, be like, I need a moment. I know how to do that like consciously now rather than shifting towards my trigger response compulsively. Like I don't automatically go towards a trigger response anymore. And that's why I say, please regulate your nervous system, like breath work, meditation. There are so many other ways, like please look them up. A lot of people do ice baths or cold plunges. Exercise, I feel like is a form of nervous system regulation, especially if it's like yoga. Even though yoga was never intended to be an exercise, it has evolved, especially in the Western world, into a form of physical activity. So if you could just move your body, dance, like regulate your nervous system, please. It is very helpful towards glowing up internally. My next tip would be to take walks. Take walks if you can, like especially if you live somewhere that is surrounded by trees or a lot of greenery. Take walks. Enjoy nature around you. It really does help you see life in a greater perspective. And it gives you that opportunity to move your body while also, even though you're moving, you're still in a way. My next tip would be journaling. Journaling helped me so much. I've always been one of those people to go more inward since I was younger. And journaling was an outlet for me to vocalize and express, really allow myself to pay attention to things that I probably didn't previously or before. Journaling to me is also a form of stillness because it's just you writing. Whether you do it digitally or manually, journaling is such a great activity. Even if you just do it for a few minutes a day or a couple times a week, journaling is so helpful in the process of allowing yourself to give yourself that extra tender loving care. You know what I'm saying? There are things that we need a relief about. We just want to talk about, but we don't really want to talk about it with a person. So it's like, just write it out. Journaling also has so many scientific health benefits as far as cognitive function, emotional stability. Another tip I would say would be give yourself grace, allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to be okay with making mistakes, process and be a little bit easier on yourself, like you're doing the best that you can. And as long as you do your best in any situation possible, there's no need to be hard on yourself, you know? And my final tip, which I feel like is really, 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 really important, is be kind to yourself. Like, be kind. And when I say that, I mean the thoughts that you think about yourself. Sometimes thoughts just pop up, and that's okay. You know, can't really do much about that. But consciously, like when you are aware of what is popping up in your head, especially about your perception of yourself, shift that. You know what I'm saying? Think about what you have done, how you have showed up for yourself in the past or previously. Think about how far you have come. Think about the fact that you're still alive, you're still breathing, you can still get it right the way you desire to get it right. We weren't born with the manual or a blueprint for our specific lives. You are doing the best, the absolute best that you possibly can. Be kind to yourself. Don't allow the world or anybody else to tell you who you are. Speak kind about yourself when you're around other people and you're like, girl, like, I'm silly, girl, like, girl, I don't know why I do that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Like, blah, 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 girl, blah, blah. Like, no, pay attention to that. That was something I had to pay attention to because I would just like make jokes and like be funny. And it's like, okay, you know, it's funny for a little bit until it gets repetitive and you actually start thinking these words that you're saying about yourself. Because I know sometimes we get in conversations with other people, they're probably talking about their flaws or it's something they could have been done better at, and you kind of bring up yours, and you know, we kind of help each other in that way, and that's fine. But sometimes there's conversations that we have out of just like being nervous or just out of just banter or just, you know, small talk. And sometimes we'll say things about ourselves that was unnecessary and unkind. So be kind to yourself. We live in a world today where everybody is expected to be kind to others. But when it comes to being kind to ourselves, something that we have a hard time doing. And I know because I used to have a hard time doing that. Take the extra effort to be conscious about the way you speak about yourself when you're talking amongst other people, when you're just in your own space, and how you actually perceive your choices and how you are and how you look. You know, pay attention to that. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you continue to glow up internally and externally, but most importantly within, and give yourself grace. Allow yourself to enjoy, appreciate the life that you have and the life that you are. We are all alive, we're all breathing, and sometimes we forget how important that is to be alive, because that can be taken away from us at any given moment like that. Please be well, take care of yourselves, and enjoy your life, okay? Because you only get one, so let's enjoy it. Take care of yourself. See you in the next one. Good in any situation, patient.